Good evening, everyone. We are here on our second AMA in Robocock. And first, we would like to introduce our speakers and guests for the night. We have Sir Fatkid, and we also have our game dev, Sir Razu. I think we also have Optimum Pride with us, and from China, of course, Wan Shanghao, and some friends from Vietnam also here with us. Maybe we can ask questions to Sir Razu. Can you tell us more information about this game, or what is the whole concept of Robo?
The Roblox is a new NFT game, upcoming NFT game. So, how did it come up from making this game? So, any ideas? So, I'll be answering that. Okay, so based on what happened in after the release of a famous NFT game, as we all know, I'm going to name drop it. It's called Axie. So, people's able to adapt the cryptocurrency. So, which I was think that a lot of people already know about NFTs and stuffs, which makes the cryptocurrency much more accessible to people. And then on the other hand, the cockfighting is also a popular game in many countries. So when I was researching about the concept of blockchain and circulation of NFTs, I was able to find different problem solutions in different blockchain games that I have found. With the play to earn and betting mechanics, I was able to conceptualize some unique burning and earning mechanism of the tokens. So both NFT gaming and fighting became very popular in a modern generation. So combining the two ideas, I was able to come up in making a digital cup fighting NFT game called Robocock.
Mhm.
So as we all know that nothing lasts forever, but we can make it last longer. So as for what is written in our vision in the white paper, that in 5 years of time, we want to make our game one of the most top in long lasting.
Well, do you also play? Do you also bet on cockfighting in real life?
Yeah, I was able. It's part of the study. It's part of the research. You have to experience all the things before you try to create your own, right? So basically, I was able to experience betting in some cockfighting, and not only cockfighting in different games. So
Mm-hmm.
in many years of developing games, so I was able to research a lot of things about that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good to know. There are also some questions I've received from some people here. They were asking if what is the composition of the whole dev team for Robocop?
We're a group of game developers, web developers. So we're actually one of our largest group that we found, but because we are actually it's actually confidential in our team. So basically, I'm just going to drop something that would make it make you guys much more fascinated on what I was able to achieve. So basically, I had multiple years in game development, and I was also certified in one of the most famous universities that offers game development. I think it is one of the international universities. It
Mm-hmm.
starts with letter H.
Care to share that one? Is it in the US,
That's
sir?
in the US.
Have you been very fond of playing games when you were younger?
Actually, I've played a lot of games. That's why I'm very technical and very. I do have a lot of knowledge in terms of gaming. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Never know of a game Final Fantasy. I was able to play most of it, and I was able to play straight 3 days straight just to finish the Final Fantasy. So not actually the whole game, but some series of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was able to get addicted in that one. So as you
Uh-huh.
can see, I'm fond of playing games. That's why I became a game developer. And because of this motivation that I had, uh, I was able to create some games that already shipped in the Steam and stuff. Laser.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, sir, are you all Filipinos in the team, or what comprises your group, or the dev team?
Actually, the global team is diversified. So we have heads from North America, Vietnam, Philippines, and some part of Southeast Asia. Soon we're coordinating with the Latin Americas and the Europe.
Mm-hmm. Oh well, I've heard quite some good news. If I'm not mistaken, you've already been in contact with one guild in Italy. Is that correct?
We're currently talking with one guild in Italy right now.
Mm-hmm. And I've also heard there are some countries or people from different countries wherein they are starting to contact the admins or the dev team, and they would like to cooperate with Robocock. So are
We are open to have partnerships in different guilds, but we're currently choosing specific things because there are some guilds that are not actually.
so you're filtering those guilds that come and propose their profiles, right?
So that we may be able to secure the tokenomics of the game.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the line is Sir Razu, you're still there?
I'm still here.
Okay, okay. There's just some technical glitch, I think. Oh
Or
well, okay. Well, let's go to the next question. This is very controversial. We've heard a lot of things that if a game was developed or has been developed by some Filipinos, it's more most likely to rug pull.
thing I can say about it is that with our exposure to most NFTs that failed, we have studied very well that what are the missing parts of their system, the lack of scarcity in different aspects of the game. So with Robocock, we devised that carefully, thought to the tokenomics of the game, making it much more sustainable to users and players and investors. Uh, I can answer that question by that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, maybe later you can tell more about how you are going to make it more sustainable or long term. We'll probably touch base on that one in a while. So you're saying that you've studied well more on the tokenomics and sustainability, and with that you can assure that Robocock will be long lasting or
Yes, because I was able to research more.
do you have reasons why most dev teams don't really put those social medias or their info?
It is because based on based on the government here in the Philippines, once they knew that you were earning that much, if for example you were rich, they're making money most out of it. So they're getting profits to the developers and stuff. So it could also really affect the reward pool and also the tokenomics. Why we're trying to help from the government and stuff. So what I'm trying to say here is that what would be the essence if we're get or if the crypto will be getting taxes from the government, because crypto is actually decentralized. So that's why we are trying not to show ourselves in the public or in the government.
Hmm. So it's
Would
not
you agree?
because you guys are afraid of showing yourselves, but it's just you're hindered because of the fact that the government in the Philippines are pretty much how do I call this, uh they are in their impression that once you're earning they want to get something from you, or they want to stop you from doing what you're doing right now.
It's actually right.
Mm-hmm.
It will just affect me as a developer, but it will also affect the tokenomics and the players of the game.
Uh-huh. Yes. And I think being in the blockchain, or let's say in crypto, it would be very difficult for the government to actually control.
Yes, for the players. But if the government would know my identity as a person or as a developer, the
Mm-hmm.
government will also make easy money for me,
Mm-hmm.
going to tax me, and I'll be getting some consequences regarding that.
Uh-huh. Okay, because the reason why I'm asking this question is because there are some guilds that was actually or have had a meeting with the Robocop team, and they happen to push or actually ask for some documentations, which I think the team really understand the reason for having, those docs, like how important those things are. But if in case that maybe Sir Razu and the rest of their team doesn't have Filipino devs with them, it will be very easy to actually put them on socials. But with the fact that some of their members are from the Philippine community or in the Philippines, it is actually understandable that it is better to have their profiles in private. And
And then, in addition, actually, this is actually a decision made considering the many factors involved, including the country's legislation and most of especially the personal safety of the team as well. So due
mhm,
to the betting system of the game, and things can become quite complicated later on. But definitely, the team will undergo audit and KYC by a third party. So during the KYC, government issued IDs and video interview will be provided to solid proof in any case of fraud,
mhm,
and which is unlikely to happen in this project.
mhm. Okay, okay. So I think it is understandable on the part of the team why there are no public docs yet, and probably will not have public docs, but the team actually can meet up. They are open to that or partnerships, but again, they would have to choose whom to show themselves, especially in terms of their safety, because the Philippines is quite different as compared with how the rest of the world is accepting crypto or NFT games. And I think another reason would be the fact that the game is cockfighting, right? I think it's a big controversy in the Philippines right now.
Fighting game is a big controversy, right? Uh, we are hindering ourselves for our safety of the team.
Hmm. So, are you saying that with Robocock, it's safer for the game players or the investors?
Because the player's identity is actually unknown because we are trying to provide every transaction with a smart contract. So most likely, there are anonymous transactions that's going to happen inside the blockchain.
Mm-hmm.
So I think most of the players and the bettors are actually safe here in the Robocock.
Mm-hmm. There, I've seen memes about it that if you are a player, you have to hide yourself or like conceal your identity. But with Robocock, you don't have to, because it's technically just a game, right?
Right.
Uh-huh. Okay. So let me proceed with more questions, sir. Well, I think the
Actually, there are a lot of ways to earn here in this game in the Robocock. First, for the private buyers for the private sale, what we have here is the hack factory. So which means that you have you're capable of holding a lot of Robococks and Robohens, which you are entitled as the resource of the second generation or of the players. So basically, you can be a breeder here. You can also become a player, and you can also become a competitive top player because we'll be having leaderboards in our future updates. So just like in Axie, we'll be having a leaderboards in which the players may be rewarded as GCAN tokens and stuff. And also have the adventure mode in the PvP, where players may be able to earn
there's how do you call this, PVE, PvP, and you also have betting. Is that correct?
we have PvE, PvP, and also betting.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how's the betting gonna be, but anyway, that will be for. I would like to know more about the benefits of the private sale, sir. What are the inclusions? How much would they invest, and what would they get from it?
Uh, Actually, the private sale is worth 2,000 USD, and then they'll be capable of getting the cock factory and a breeding set of OGs, which includes two OG Robococks and one OG Robohens. So these OGs are definitely different with other Robocops. Why? Because they have a lot more. They have a lot breeding counts rather than the normal ones. They
Mhm.
also have plus they also have the higher tiers of their parts, which is tier of their parts, which is very profitable for the players. Because while we are computing on the earning of the players, we were able to provide much more mechanics way on how we will be able to give players much more rewards here. So
Mhm.
uh, rather than giving the benefits of the land itself,
Mhm.
because they'll be getting 3,700 worth of BUSD,
Mhm.
worth of NFTs, sorry. So I think it is much more profitable.
Mhm. Well, let me clarify. When they uh, invest or purchase the private sale for 2,000 BUSD, the first thing that they are going to get are the tokens, which is around 800,000 tokens, right?
Yes, you're right.
Mm-hmm. And
Yes,
yeah, because a lot of people will go to private sale, and what they'll get are just tokens. But in Robocock, it's quite different. You guys are giving out free OG breeding sets and a cock factory as well. Is that correct?
correct.
Mm-hmm. And the OG breeding set, if I'm not mistaken, is around 600 to 700 worth US dollars. So for those of you who has not or probably have because we don't have slots left actually, just less than 10 slots left. And for the private sale, if you are part of it, you definitely have this huge discount because the total investment of 2000 BUSD is giving you a total of 3700 worth BUSD, and that includes the robo hen and two robococks plus a cock factory, which is only available on private sale. And I think, sir, can you tell us more benefits of the cock factory? Like how many can it hold in as compared with the normal ones?
Sure. The normal players can only hold at least about 10 Robocops. And then if you have a Cock Factory, you can most likely hold 100 Robocops. And then the Robocops that came out from the Cock Factory will only hatch for 3 days only. And it would also give a run span to the Robocop. And there is
Oh,
also another benefit for the breeders as well. Because
uh-huh.
once you burn your coin, you'll be receiving a discount for this breeding.
You were saying something, sir. That it's uh the robococks are better in terms of what? Because you mentioned something. I just heard something when you were saying about the cock factory. When you have a cock factory, the robococks are stronger or something like that.
Gaining additional life Robocop.
Oh, okay, okay, that's new. So in the investor side or as the owner of the cock factory, with the 3 days hatching, how many days is it for a regular? How many days would they?
The normal one, it will hatch for 5 days.
5 days. Okay, so it's much faster in this. And for the normal robo hen and robocock, like how many are the breeding counts, sir?
Normal for the normal Robocock, there's actually a three breeding count, and then for the normal RoboHen, there will be only nine breeding count.
Mm-hmm. But if you have the OG sets, what are the
Have
differences?
the old if you have the OG sets, it has three times more limit. So which means that if you have three times per the normal Robocock, the OG Robocock will have a nine breeding count. Same goes with the RoboHen. If the normal RoboHen has nine breeding count, so the OG will have at least 27 breeding counts.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's quite a lot. So more value for your investment, right? Especially if you've been part of the whitelisted ones for private sale. And let me see a few more questions. I believe there are more things that are planned for those people who are on the private sale, like a benefit of being VIPs and stuff like that. So those of you who were able to be part of the private sale, please do inform the admins because there are perks for being part of the private sale. So let's go to the next batch of questions. There are questions about Omniverse being a part of Robocop. What is the differences, or what is the role of Omniverse with Robocop game?
Omniverse is the partner of Robocock. They handle the blockchain development of the game. So we are only the game developers itself. So they handle the tokenomics and stuffs.
Mhm. And
So if you'll be asking
mhm,
uh, why why did we have our partnership with the Omniverse? It is because the Robocock will be utilizing new Omniverse marketplace as well. So our
mhm.
NFTs will be sold in their platform.
Okay, that's good to hear, sir. So let's see. How about the future plans or the marketing plans of Robocop?
We have a lot in store for our marketing. So there will be a phase by phase marketing plans lined up for this project. We have advertisements, partnerships lined up with the YouTube influencers, and then we call groups and other personalities as well. So of course, the CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap listing will be among the others. Aside from that, we will be having a partnership with different guilds, and
Mm-hmm.
then all of this give us more exposure.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. We'll be expecting more advertisements maybe on YouTube soon, and hope to see. Okay, and do we have Sir Fatkid somewhere? I think he's having hard time connecting, so maybe we'll talk to him in a while.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm listening. Can you hear
Can
me,
you hear
guys?
me, guys?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. Is your connection good now,
I'm
sir?
here listening. Yeah, yeah. The connection is good.
Okay, that's good. I thought you left us anyway. So let's proceed. Do we have some questions from the Robocock community? Do we have some questions? Okay, I saw some questions from our Chinese friend. Okay, he wants to ask if he has a timekeeper. What does
Oh, he's gonna get the Optimum Pride. That's the Omni NFT of Robocock. It's only 300 pieces, and 150 pieces will be sold in Omniverse Marketplace, and the other 150 are designated to the owners of the Timekeeper.
嗯哼，小费你听到了吗？他说如果你有 Omni 的科目 Timekeeper，你有一个 Optimum Freight，那是确定。So that is confirmed, right, sir? What they have to do
Yeah.
is they just have to wait, or they have to contact the Omni team regarding their NFTs.
They just have to wait on for it to launch.
Mm-hmm.
It will be
Okay.
launched after the game is launched, so that they
Mm-hmm.
can use the Optimum Pride. So Optimum Pride is going to be unique,
Mm-hmm.
and the Optimum Pride will not be generated through breeding. So the 300 Optimum Pride that will be released, that's it. Unlike the OG breeding sets of Robocock, the Optimum Pride, even if you breed it, their offsprings wouldn't inherit their parts or their traits.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me just ask something here. 消费你听到了吗？如果你有问题，一会儿你也可以发短信给我。But it's sure that all those people with the timekeeper, you guys are gonna have your NFTs, your founder NFT. Okay, so stay tuned for more updates. And let's see another question from Xiaofei. We have lots of questions here. So he wants to ask like when is the latest white paper
there's a lot of updates for the white paper of Robocock, and just recently, the Robocock team, me and Razu and the others, we've been into meetings, a lot of meetings with guilds, meeting after meetings
Mm-hmm.
for the development of the games. We've been sleepless this past few days, and also mostly the major revision for the Robocock white paper would be about the gameplay and and also the economic model for Robocock, especially that the team decided that the economic model for the play to earn would not be Oracle based.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
it's very the earnings for Robocock has very high potential because it would rely on the volatility of the coin
Mm-hmm.
or the token.
That is really good to hear. That in that way, we really aim that Robocock will be long term, especially for those early adopters and those people who have been waiting for months now. So I have another question here from uh, the community. So Robocock lifespan as part of burning mechanism. Do you guys have some information about the lifespan of Robocock, or
So
it's
for the lifespan of the Robocock, as per our meeting around like 3 days, 4 days ago, uh, the lifespan, the minimum lifespan of a normal Robocock with common parts would be around 2 months.
Mhm.
So that's 2 months playing PvP and PvE, and after that, the players would have a choice if they want to repair the Robocock when it dies, and that's it. So for the OG, the lifespan of the OG Robocock is around 100 days.
Mhm.
So that's a lot. And
There'll
as
be
I
more
said
earning
earlier,
opportunities, right?
yeah, and as I said earlier, the earnings would depend on the volatility of the token. So it would be like famous games, famous NFT games out there, where especially for the early adopters, that when the price of the token would multiply to this amount, your earnings would also multiply to this amount.
Okay. Well, I think we've answered the question from KIML, and we have another one. Is there going to be a base price for NFT once selling in the marketplace is available? From Spike.
Yeah, although that the economic model would depend on the price of the token action of Robocock token, there would still be a base price for the NFTs that would be sold in the Omniverse marketplace. So the base price for all NFTs would depend on the token price as well.
Mm-hmm.
So to give an example, if the price for the minimum price for one Robocop would be $140, the base price would be $140.
Mm-hmm.
So it would avoid a scenario wherein when a player already has his ROI or the return of his investment, he cannot sell the NFT for a very low price.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I hope we were able to answer Sir Spike's question. And we have another question from KIML. What or how the gameplay would be? Would it be player controlled or based on stats and training like in real life cockfighting?
Gameplay will be
The gameplay
second
will
line.
be player controlled.
Okay.
Sorry,
We
sorry.
yeah.
Okay, you go first,
Sir
Razu.
Razu. Sir Razu.
Thank you. Actually, it will be a 3D fighting game. The players will.
So let's have CJ. Can you shed some more details about the game?
So for the PvP, gonna be a Tekken fighting game where you control your Robocock, where you it's like basically it's like Tekken, like Street Fighter. If you're familiar with fighting games out there
Mm-hmm.
in the market,
Mm-hmm.
where you use the directional buttons to control your character, and you use action buttons like punch, kick, something like that. But for the Robocock, it's gonna be different. It's like you're gonna use a jump, or you're gonna use a peck button, something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
definitely, it would be very very interactive.
Mm-hmm.
Players would have total freedom on how their cock is gonna move in the game. But for the tournament, it would be a why is the tournament mode of the Robocock game is not controllable? Because if you make the tournament controllable, it would the game would be rigged. So
Mm-hmm.
what the team did was we made a super AI that based on stats, based on chance, on how the Robocock will move inside the arena. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, it's like the same system on how it goes in the real world. If you just leave the two chickens there to fight with each other, you don't control anything.
Mm-hmm. Well,
But
yeah.
guaranteed that the
Mm-hmm.
system is very fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it would really base on stats and the skills of your chicken, and depends on how you train it.
Okay. Well, all I can do right now is imagine how it's gonna be. But do you think in a few days we'll see at least some glimpse of how it's gonna be or how it looks like on the arena? Or would there be a chance
It,
that we can see something in the VC?
let's ask Razu if he can show some glimpse of the game. Maybe
Maybe in just a
he's
minute, and
generous
then
right now.
yeah,
Maybe he's
can
feeling generous right now to show some parts of the development of the game.
I think he's a generous person and it's not gonna hide it, no. I think with just few people here, we are 68 in the community right now. Maybe we can show a little bit of it. But guys, this is for your eyes only. If Sir Razu will be showing us something, this is just for you, for everybody in the VC right now. Is it Sir Razu or maybe Sir Optimum Fried?
I think
Yeah,
both of them have access to the game.
Can we do a quick sharing, or it's you're quite afraid that some people here might take a snapshot, something like that?
so I'll be sharing my screen in a minute. Hold on, I'm just going to open the application.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So Alpha 777, can you show a glimpse of the game graphics? Yes, they're working on it right now. And there's a question here: would the game be supporting scholarship or renting? I think this is like Pegaxi. They have renting or scholarships.
Oh, for the renting, I think we will not be having that because as you can see, the Robocock has a limited lifespan, so it would complicate things if you rent it out. And yeah, and the Robocock's price would depend on the price of the token. So it's the most probably the price would be the same as how the price of the Pegaxi NFT would be like.
So I think we were able to
But
answer the question.
yeah,
There's
but
no
there would
scholarship.
be a scholarship system for that because renting it out is not a suggested
Mm-hmm.
system for Robocock because it can die. So what if the one who rents your Robocock is the reason why it died, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think it is quite clear. There might be no renting. There's no renting because it doesn't work, but there might be scholarships. And that depends on the owner of the NFT.
Yes, there's definitely scholarships for Robocock.
Mm-hmm. And there is another question here. Is it possible to see how the Tekken fighting game appears in Robocock Arena? Okay, yeah, they're working on it right now. In a few seconds, I think Sir Razu will turn on the screen and share a bit, like literally a bit of how it looks like. Very fast.
It is one guy.
Yeah, just tell us when you're ready, sir.
Actually, I was able to share my screen now.
Oh, really? For some reasons, I cannot see it. Let me check.
Wow.
Can you guys see the screen? Yeah.
Yes, we can see it.
Is it a video recording or it's
Actually
a
controlling it.
actual
So if you
control?
want to press backward, I'm going to go backward. Going to just jump. I'm going to jump. So I'm going to move forward, forward. Okay. So
Cool. Can you go to the opponent? Go straight.
sure.
Yeah. Okay. Kill it. No, just kidding. This is so cool. Somebody was saying no, punch. Can you punch him?
Able to put the we wasn't able to put the combat animation for now because we're trying to pick and optimize the models and stuffs.
Uh-huh.
So why did we share this to you guys? It is because we want to make sure of it that we are working on this 24/7 and we want to try to finish this as soon as possible so that we may be able to release this in the public soon as much as possible.
Uh-huh.
So we want to make you guys to make sure of it that we are currently working our best and we are trying to finish the game itself.
Uh-huh.
So that's a lot of hard work. We've actually made the assets from scratch.
Yeah.
So there's
There is
no
a big request here. They were saying, can you do moonwalk? No.
sure
Moonwalk.
walk.
Go backward slowly.
Crazy
Lot to
request from
forward.
our audience. This is crazy.
There you go.
What
Move
else?
backward.
Uh-huh. Somebody's
People are asking me, it's actually why do we have greater graphics? Because it's actually even a smart chain NFT, right? So if
mm-hmm.
you are asking why, this actually a lightweight rendered game, so don't worry about it. We'll try to our best to optimize it so that it will run in mobile phones as well.
Oh, okay. And so there'll be an APK for, is it also for iOS or just for Android?
We'll try to release it first in Android, then we'll try to release it next one in iOS. You just have
Mm.
to make the servers are much more optimized and stable before we proceed with another one, so that we won't encounter any bugs as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, guys, what do you feel about what you've seen just now?
Oh, I saw someone in the chat says aerial combo plus ulti. Yeah, I think the aerial combo
Mm-hmm.
would be a part of the game, right, Razu?
Mm-hmm. Wow, Sir Spike.
We're still trying to fix the combo system of the game, so don't worry about it.
They're raving about the game already. I
Don't
think
worry,
everybody,
guys. The
yeah.
game will be launched this May,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll be starting from breeding yet. How are you? How will you be able to play if you don't have any Robocock to buy, right?
Yes. Yes. So yeah, well, definitely this snippet that you've seen is something to prove that the game devs are really working 24/7 just to finish the game. It's gonna take quite some time, but yeah, one by one we have the white paper released, updates coming soon, and now you've seen a snippet of the game. So what more can they ask for? So I think they'll be having every now and then just to update the community that the team is working to finish the game soon. In Robocock, like AXS and utility token like SLP, just like actually infinity tokens for breeding purposes and other usage.
No, there won't be any governance token for Robocock because there will be a governance token, but it's only the Robocock token, nothing else.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that token would have a lot of use case for the project.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And in the current gameplay, it would really have a lot of uses. You need to feed your cock using that token. You need to train your cock using
Mm-hmm.
that token. So you need that to buy to repair your cock when it's broken, and you need that, and you will also use that for betting. So
Mm-hmm.
it has a lot of uses already.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I see, and I've seen one more question here. What platform it will be available first? I think we've answered that one. First, it will be on the web, right? A web-based kind of game. Then eventually it will
What?
be
No,
available.
usually
Uh,
No,
desktop
no, it's not
version.
gonna be web based.
is it PC or mobile?
It would launch on PC, right, Razu?
It would launch on PC. We'll be having our own software for that. So it won't be on web, but
Mm.
we'll be having it on. The gameplays will be in our own application.
Okay, so they have to download the software and
Yeah, they
install
have
it
to
on.
download it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both available on Apple as well?
Apple most probably not.
Oh, too bad. I have MacBook. What am I gonna do?
Most probably because even Axis is not playable in Apple. For
Mm,
some, only a few can play in the Apple because uh they don't adapt to crypto or something where you spend money
mhm,
on yet, or they don't accept play to earn stuffs yet.
mhm. So it means for people like me who has MacBook, we have to buy a Windows laptop.
Yeah, you can
More
just
into
buy a cheap phone for that. It's available on mobile as well.
Okay, we'll see about that. In my case, maybe well, we can see. We'll check. So, guys, this is available on PC, soon on mobile. And there's another question from Lucky Indigo Bean. Will you need to recharge energy of your chicken?
Yeah, basically, I know. Even for the game part, I know also the answers for that because we already had meetings after meetings for, so I can answer that as well. You
Mm-hmm.
can, you need to recharge your energy. You'll be
Mm-hmm.
given around 5 free energy every day, but you need to recharge if you want to play more in the PvP.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
it's only in a minimal amount
mhm.
of crystals.
Okay. And there is another question. Which token will be main and which will be dedicated for rewards?
Which token would be
Main and which one will be for rewards? I think they're talking about if there are other tokens and which one will be dedicated for rewards. Maybe the Robocock
so
token.
for the game there's a in-game currency which is crystals. That's the currency where that you'll be using to do everything inside the game. But it's hand in hand. It goes the same with the Robocock token. It's a 1:1 conversion rate right now because that in-game token which is called crystals will that's the in-game token, and the Robocock token would be used also to buy that. So it's
Mhm.
like it's just your credits, but it's equivalent to amount of crypto outside because as you can see, it's an app, so there's no blockchain interaction when playing.
Mhm.
So you need something that would represent the crypto inside the game.
Okay. Wow. Much clearer now. And there is a question from KIML. Shed some light on the energy system, please. And Robocock repair.
Okay. So these are the repairs. So we'll be having our unique we'll be having our own key concepts for the game. So we'll be releasing our own mechanics, which is actually we can tell it for now because it is actually a key feature of the game, which will be released in the future updates. So I think I may answer that in the next game year as well.
Mm-hmm. In the next updates, there'll be learning more about the repairs and the energy system, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see if
Actually, our
we
key feature
someone.
mechanics of the game is actually connected to it. So I can answer it for now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So KAML. Any other questions? Let me just check if I missed anything. Question here from. Okay. Is there a Robocock pellet like Thunderbird brand, something like that? I'm not sure. Is there a pellet? Or maybe you're talking about the food, right?
Yeah, I think there's a feeding part in the game.
There's a feed part of the game as well.
Mhm. Okay, they're mentioning some brands here. I'm not familiar. They're mentioning Thunderbird and CMEG, something like that. Okay, anyway, is okay, there's a question. Is it available? Okay, I think we've answered this. Is it available on any version of Android? It's gonna be available on Android, a minimum version of Android or even phone minimum requirements. Do you think there is
We'll
an OS or restrictions for Android or limitations?
be releasing the minimum requirements for the phone when we'll be able to release the application because we can answer that for now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's wait for the updates, and eventually, I think it will be posted on the website. Like, what is the minimum requirement for the OS if they want to download the app? And there is another question here. Any other way to acquire RoboHen apart from private sale?
In the marketplace. So basically, will not the team will not release any Robocops in the market because the players will be the first players or the players who bought from private sale or pre-sale are the ones who will provide uh, the Robohens and Robocops. So basically, they're the one who will reproduce the Robocops or the population of the Robocops and Robohens. But there's only a small percentage or small chance on you'll be able to acquire a Robohen. So what does this mean? So there will be a shortage in Robohen soon because if we're basing in an algorithm linear time complexity. So basically the population of the Robohens will decline. So in short, if the population of the Robohens declines, so the team will decide if we'll be releasing the Robohens population as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there is it's quite very rare to have RoboHens when you breed, right?
A small percentage that you will acquire a Robohen.
Mm-hmm. Well, there is a follow-up question here. Is there a governance token? I think you guys was able to answer earlier. So can you please at least try to clarify this question? Is there a governance token in Robocock like AXS and utility token like SLP?
Yeah, it's gonna be a single token system.
Mm-hmm.
There won't be other tokens to be used in the game.
Mm-hmm. But the crystal one, is it for the purpose of because we want it or we have the APK or the game, so the crystals will be like the
The
in-game
crystals will
currency.
be the same as Robocock token.
Mm-hmm.
It would represent the Robocock token inside the game.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I hope we were able to answer that question. There is another question here. Okay, I think KIML we were able to answer the question about the Robohen acquisition or where you can buy it. So if there is a scarcity and there is a need to do or to have Robohens again, it'll be available in the market. It depends on the demand. And there is a question from Lucky Indigo. What total supply of Robocop ooze? Do you have like a certain number or population?
The last time we talked, it's around 600,000, something like that, right, Razu?
Yes. The total supply of the Robocock launcher.
The maximum amount of Robocock that would be allowed inside the game. It's
Yeah.
it's around 600,000.
That is both Robocock and RoboHens already?
Yeah, that's both Robocock and RoboHen.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And there is a question here from Amara. Could you share with us about your team members and what role what their role in contributing to RBC's success? Maybe the top members of the dev team. Maybe you can tell us more, Sir Fatkid.
Yeah. So, yeah. Hello, I'm Fatkid. I am the dev for the blockchain of Robocock. So, Robocock is a different entity from my project, Omniverse. So, my job here is to provide anything that they need, like smart contracts and tokens, anything that would include crypto, like integration of the blockchain into the game. That's what we do.
Mm-hmm. Other team members definitely are the game dev, and the front end dev. Sir Razu, can you tell us more about your role and as well as the other dev teams?
Actually, in fact, I'm the one who's creating responsible for the game development, and I'm also with Optimum Pride. Are you there, Optimum Pride? So we're currently working on the gameplays and stuffs and how going to create the assets, and then we're the we're the one who's responsible for the development of the game. So aside from the development, we are having the partnership with Omniverse, so they're handling the blockchain part of the game.
Mm-hmm. So two heads combined, we have three great developers in the team. And there is another question here. How would you maintain the sustainability of the token?
So for the sustainability of the token, so for this the type of gameplay that we have or the economics that we have, it's not an oracle based. So everything, the earnings are not fixed. The price of the Robocock are not fixed. It depends on the price of the token. So for sustainability, it depends on how many people will use the token and how much are they gonna use. So as you see, the chickens are dying, so most probably they're gonna use it again to buy another one. Something like that. They need to feed the chicken, they need to use token again. They need to train, they need to use the token again. So it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be used on and on.
There's so many reasons for them to have the token because of its usability. And with that,
Especially for breeding. The token
yeah,
will be used for breeding.
yes. Okay. So I think we were able to answer CJ's question. And we have another question from Custom Game Master. Would you explain us the betting mechanics, how it worked exactly?
Maybe I can answer a glimpse of that.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So for the betting mechanics, you can bet even if you don't own any chicken, as long as you have a token, you can bet. So it depends on the odds of the fight. So if the chicken that you bet on has a lower amount of bets, you have a higher return. So for example, I don't know the exact computation. Razu and Optimum Fried knows how to compute it. They have a system for that, which is also a smart contract. So for example, if you bet on the underdog. If you bet $1,000, probably you're gonna earn more than $1,000 for that, something like that. But not uh, but not two times the amount that you bet. But it really depends on the difference of the bets of the two sides of the fight. So if it's an equal fight, most probably if you bet 1,000, you'll get around 900 or 950, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's like a prorata or proportionate to the bets.
Yeah, it's how it works. So if you're familiar with the real world cockfighting, it's the same.
Mm-hmm.
The betting mechanics,
Mm-hmm.
because
Okay.
that's the peg of Robocock. They made uh, they made real world cockfighting to digital, so there's not much difference on the betting mechanics.
Mm-hmm. Why, if the OG RoboHens has 27 breed counts, does that mean it is its lifespan?
The Robo Hen, yeah, it's something like that. You can only use the Robo Hen for breeding. I don't know if Razu has something in mind. Maybe he has a surprise for us, but I don't know if the Robo Hens can be used for something else in the future. But for now, that's for breeding only.
Mm-hmm. So I hope we were able to answer that, Athena. And we have custom game master. Like, do you have tax from overall rewards pool on betting, and where the tax will go if there is?
So the tax for the token, it would go to the reward pool. So the tax for the betting, yeah, it would go to the team. Some part of it. We haven't discussed on the allocations for all the taxes, but mostly the tax for the token, it would go to the reward pool.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So custom game master, we hope that we were able to answer that. We have another question from KIML. What coin will be used for betting?
The Robocock token.
Mm-hmm. So token pre-sale. Pre-sale will be on token pre-sale. Are you
April.
talking about token? Okay.
The
It'll be in
pre-sale
April.
would be on April.
Mm-hmm. And okay, I think we were able to answer this. We have
I cannot answer the
con.
exact date because it depends on the launch pad on when it will happen,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and depends
We have,
on how long the audit will go.
uh-huh. Okay, so we have to wait further in April for the announcement. And we have question from Conco07 with regard to breeding. Can we use the offspring right after the hatching, or do we need to raise it for a period of time? If yes, how long?
Again, can we use the offspring?
Yes, I think after hatching, let's say in 3 days, can they use it immediately, or they have to wait for a period of time?
Or maybe Razu can answer that.
That's for the hatching. You can already use your Robocock. Uh, the normal hatching time is actually 5 days. So right after you hatch it, you can use it for breeding and stuffs or PVE, PvP. So it depends on you on how you use your Robocock.
Mhm. So we were able to answer your question, sir. Kanku. We have KIML again. Also, what happens on the losing side when betting? Are the tokens burned or are used to pay the winning side?
Of course, it would be used to pay the winning side. How would you be able to pay the winning side? Where will we get? Where will we get the?
From our own
Where will
pockets.
we get the prices? Right?
Yeah, so cool.
There's
So
two sides
yeah,
of the coin. You bet on the red one, and if that wins, you get the money from the blue one. That's why it's
Uh,
betting.
yeah, I think we were able to
It's not
answer earlier.
charity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there will be pro rata. I think it's divided depends on who won. So the computations will be announced in the future, but I think more I mean more updates. You just have to wait until April. And there is another question here. Is there anything that we can get after the Robococks die, like tokens or items or parts of the Robocop that we can use in another Robocop?
Oh, there's a secret for that. It would not be disclosed this early
Okay. Sir
because that
said,
secret is for this. Other projects doesn't have this system, so don't worry. It's a good thing. You just wait for it.
okay. So I think they are just excited. These questions are the first time I've heard so far. There are more updates coming soon. But I think it's too early as the stage we are still in the private sale. We have yet to have the NFT pre-sale coming soon. So regarding the games, the breeding, the betting systems and all, we have to wait further, maybe for a month. And with that, we will have more AMA, wherein updates will be announced and more gameplays will be shown, more snippets will be shared to everybody. So please uh, follow the Instagram, the Facebook, and Telegram and Discord for more updates. Okay, I think we have question from Ninong Kel with regards to betting system. There is a big market. Oh, it's not a question. Let me see. Big market on this, especially in the Philippines. 60 billion PHP monthly, and currently there's a big gap in buying crypto due to some restrictions or lack of knowledge. Do the dev have plans in future to close the gap, like using Gcash to top up or other methods? Interesting.
Most probably that would be a third party. So it's possible, but it's not gonna come from the team. That's Ninong Kel, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So for example, Ninong Kel, let's say once the game is live, since you are a businessman as well, maybe we could talk something about on how you can profit from the game using third party system where you can use your online payment methods in your country on
Mhm.
playing or betting in Robocock. That's a different system. It would not be coming from the team because it would complicate things if we are the ones who will be instigating betting using fiat. So
Mhm.
that would be a third party.
That would
Maybe
be a
you can do
fintech.
it for your country.
Yeah, in the future, maybe we'll be talking with the fintech, and somebody will be the bridge towards fiat to directly buying tokens for RC. I mean, like or Omniverse. So, where is Ninong Kel from, if I may ask?
What?
Where is Ninong Kel from? Which country?
Ninong Kiel he's in Singapore right now, I think.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I think it's quite long now. We will entertain two more questions. We have Lucky Indigo. On which decks you will be available to trade Robocock token?
It will be initially released in Pancakes, man.
Pancake swap. Okay. Is there any event before the launch? We want free cock. Okay. This one I think it's a joke. I'm not sure. Jake Baby Hunter. So let me see. Any other questions here? Okay. There's a I think the suggestion for me is to have agents where we can send their money to agents through Gcash. Okay. Okay. I think we will leave the questions hanging for the next AMA, and we need to wrap things up. So for our key takeaways, one is there has been so much things going on, and you've seen snippets already of the game. It's being developed. 2nd, we've actually, I think the private sale for the Omniverse is done. It ended this afternoon, if I'm not mistaken, sir.
Yeah, the allocation will be returned back to Robocock. I think there's a very few left, something like 12, something like that.
Mhm. Okay, and we've also talked about the guilds that recently contacted the Robocock team. There had been meetings back and forth with Italy, Hong Kong. Some people also contacting from the Chinese community, and there'll be more. And we are open for partnership, especially with the guilds. And we
Yeah,
have
we
some.
also had a meeting earlier this day with a
Mhm.
big group here in the Philippines.
Yes. So more reason for you to stay tuned and wait for updates regarding the Robocock's actual game launch. So I hope you guys were able to learn something today. And the rest of the games, I mean, questions you can type in, and eventually we'll try to answer them. So let's wait for the next AMA. And thank you so much for everybody's time tonight. Thank you, Sir Razu, and thank you, Sir Fatkid. And thank you,
Thank you
everybody.
so
Good
much.
night. Good night, everybody.
Good night, thank you.
Mhm. 谢谢大家。